Hello, and welcome back to the show where I teach you how to do stuff at weight camp. For this week's segment, we're going to learn how to use a regular tripod that we have here at the studio. Which tripod, you might ask? It is the Manfrotto tripod. This one behind me. This tripod's pretty much going to function the same as most other tripods that we have here, especially the ones with the red or black bags. These tripods are especially good if you need a still shot to kind of just stay in place and have no movement. It's good to use if you're doing a multicam setup where you just need one wide shot the whole time. You know it's not going to move if it's on one of these tripods. It also can still be good for sports games if you are just going to stay in one corner the whole time, because you do have the ability to pan pretty fast left and right with these, or move it up and down. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. Let's get into it.
Just kidding, actually. I will be talking for the remainder of this tutorial. Okay, here is the tripod in all of its glory. It's going to look something like this once you're all started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is pull each of the legs outward until the tripod is standing. That may seem pretty intuitive. It may not, but that's step one. To change the height of the tripod, unlock the black locks at the bottom of the legs by pulling them away from the tripod. Just slide them away and lock the original lock back in place once it's at the height that you want it to be, and you'll need to repeat this with each leg. To tighten the handle on the tripod, you will need to locate the screw on the right here, and you will need to twist it away from you or to the right if you're looking dead on at it until it is tight. Make sure, and this goes with all of the screws you're working with on any tripod, that it's finger tight, because if it's too tight, it's going to be too hard to unscrew, and you definitely don't want that. With this remote, luckily you can also change the length of the handle itself. Locate this screw here and twist it away from you to loosen it. Put it at the length you want it, and then twist it again towards you to tighten it. You can make the tripod very tall by locating the screw in the center back of the tripod underneath this little red circle here. Twist this to the left to loosen and pull the mantle upward until it's the desired height. Then turn that screw back to the right to lock in place. And just for reference, here's me and my buddy Manfrotto. I think it's probably about 6 feet tall, roughly. Becoming besties. Okay, so now we're going to mount the camera. First, you'll locate this screw on the right here and turn it to your left or towards you to loosen. And here I am showing you the plate on the bottom of the camera to show you the groove at the bottom that will slide in place on the mount. And once the camera is mounted, you should hear a click like that. And in order to secure it, just go back to that screw on the right and twist it away from you in order to tighten it. Now we can go ahead and plug in the remote. In order to tilt up and down, locate this knob here on the right with a red circle in the center. Twist the knob to the left or towards you to loosen and adjust to the amount that you would like, and tighten the knob by twisting it to the right or away from you when it's at the desired angle. If you would like the camera to stay in that position but still be mobile without adjusting that knob, don't tighten that screw all the way and use the knob on the left side labeled fluid drag system. By turning it to the left like I just did there towards the negative side, makes it really movable in a way that you may not want. It may be beneficial though if you're filming a sports game. Move the knob all the way towards the plus sign or the right to ensure that it is movable but still will stay in place when needed. As you can see here, when I set it down, it will stay in place, but I can still move it up and down as I'd like. In order to pan, locate the red adjuster at the center, labeled fluid drag system. Twist the adjuster towards the negative sign or towards the right in order to pan with the quickness. It's probably a good idea to do this if you're filming a soccer game, for example, where the ball is just kind of flying back and forth really fast. Turn the adjuster towards the plus sign or to the left for a slower pan or to lock it more in place.
It's also important to note that not every tripod that we have in the studio is exactly the same. Some of them have some slight differences. I'm just going to go through quickly and point some out. Tripods B and D have pretty much the same mantle. The screw to adjust the tilt is going to be on your left if you're facing the back towards the level. You'll turn it away from you like this in order to adjust the tilt, and twist it back towards you to hold in place. The camera release button is red and it's on the left, whereas the other one I pointed out is on the back and it's black. The screw to control the panning is on the center back near the level. You can keep the screw in place to allow you to pan, or you can move the screw to the left to lock in place and you don't have the ability to pan. The drag fluid system thing functions basically the same for this one. Virtually no difference for the tilting. It also has a drag fluid system for panning if you want to use it, but it is kind of hidden. For some reason it's underneath the mantle, so you need to tilt downward in order to access it. Some of the tripods we have will have spikes at the bottom of the legs. This is helpful if you're filming outside or on a hill, so you're able to keep the tripod in place. They will look something like that once you first get them. You just have to twist to access the spikes. This is a very small thing, but I guess is helpful to mention. Some tripods have locks to keep the legs in place once it's all put back together, and that's pretty much the lowdown for the other tripods that we have here at the studio.
Alright, you're done with your shoot, let's break it all down. Unplug the remote, locate the screw on the mantle, twist it to the left to loosen. Find this black button here on the bottom left, push it inward and hold onto the handle of the camera while you release it. Now we're going to get that tripod up to its original height. Find the leg that you extended from, locate that lock, push it away from the tripod, pick up the leg and put it back in the other tripod leg, I guess, then put the lock back in place. And repeat this for each leg. Locate the screw on the right for the remote, twist it towards you to loosen it. Now this tripod is tripod E. Make sure it matches the bag that it's going back into. Lastly, we're gonna fold up all of the legs until they're all together like this and place it back into the bag. Don't forget to return your equipment, please.
Thank you again for joining this tripod journey and for watching another segment of Webcam Tutorials. Take care.